Here's what no one is talking about when it comes to Charlotte Flair and her impeding WWE return, because it's coming, y'all. It is coming quicker than you realize, because it has almost been a year, if not a year, depending on when you hear this, that Charlotte Flair has been out of action, sidelined with a torn ACL, MCL, and a meniscus during a episode of SmackDown while working a match with Asuka. It was a devastating injury. It was such a devastating injury that she has obviously been out of action for the last year. And this was a huge blow to WWE because Charlotte Flair has been the face of the women's division and one of the faces of the company in general. And as WWE's popularity has taken over and really blossomed and skyrocketed thanks to Triple H's main roster creative vision for the product since the summer of 2022 when Vinnie Mac stepped aside, Charlotte Flair she's been missing out on opportunities to mix it up with the likes of Rhea Ripley, who is now a super duper over babyface. She's not mixed it up with the revamped Liv Morgan or the new flux of talent like Tiffany Stratton, as well as Jay Cargill. So there's a lot of interesting matchups. There's a lot of interesting feuds in which Charlotte Flair is returning to WWE with, or at least television, right? And she is someone that has consistently been pushed and booked and used in a top prominent way since, well, her debut. Many would argue that it's because of her last name being the daughter of Ric Flair. There's others that argue that she has finally gotten out under the light of Ric Flair and is her own person. I would agree with that. I think Charlotte Flair will stand on her own when it comes down to looking back on her legacy and what she's been able to do. It wasn't because of the name, it was because of, yes, the name that got her in the door, but it was also her hard work, her dedication to her craft, getting better inside of the squared circle, getting better with her character, and getting better with her promos. I mean, all of those, she checks every box that there is out there, and she is one of the top tier stars in not only the women's division of WWE, not just WWE, but also in the entire pro wrestling industry. And that leads us to today's video. The thing that WWE fans aren't talking about, and don't roll your eyes just yet, just hear me out. She's closer to breaking the world title record because if you include the Divas Championship, she is a 15-time world champion. Now, that's not including the NXT women's title. Here's what people aren't talking about. When they think of Charlotte Flair, they think, okay, she's going to be consistently used, she's going to be consistently pushed, and she'll be in the title picture. But I think after this injury, it being so severe, and even leading up to the time that she got injured, she was doing start and stop pushes. She was taking time off, she was traveling, or she was really, really into bodybuilding before she got injured. I mean, 2023, she missed some time, and it was because of those instances. And so you have John Cena, who is tied with Ric Flair for the world title record at 17. Or, yes, 17. So would you go out and have Charlotte Flair just go ahead and break the record? I think we're going to get that. So what I think is going to happen is I think John Cena is going to go out there and he's going to break the world record, right? He's going to surpass Ric Flair because in their eyes, John Cena is the GOAT. But then you're going to have Charlotte Flair, who they view very highly, and that can be their women's GOAT, okay? And so you get two of your most shining, armored type talents who will go out on a limb and defend WWE at every single angle. And what it made me think was, okay, she's not just going to break the record. Like those who complain that Charlotte Flair is going to be in the world title picture a lot, well, you better get ready because you're going to complain a lot because not only was this injury devastating to her career, it also indicated that, look, she's not going to be around as long as you may think based off of outside interest. She's also someone that, hey, maybe she wants to start a family. If that's the case, then time's ticking, right? So if WWE wants her to break this record, she's got to at least win 3 more world titles, if not 4, if you want to surpass Cena. So Cena and Flair is a 16-time world champion. You'd have to get to number 17. So let me clarify that. Either way, 16, 17, 18, whatever the case may be, she's right there I think she's going to break the record. She's already set the all-time record for women. I think though that she's going to set the world record for men as well. Like they view her that highly. If who's going to surpass John Cena? It's not going to be Roman Reigns. He's already a part-time guy, right? Um, who else? There's not many. Charlotte Flair though, she would be a very very good indicator, a very good candidate of someone who WWE wants to put on their Mount Rushmore. Like if WWE could set the scene, stage, if you will, create their own Mount Rushmore, right? The four greatest wrestlers of all time, who would be on their list? Right? If you're looking at Triple H and he goes, okay, we're going to market this, we're going to profit off of this, we're going to sell tickets, we're going to sell merch, whatever, right? Who would be on that list? Well, I think John Cena would be on that list. I think Charlotte Flair would be on that list. I think Hogan would be on that list. Maybe Austin, right? Depending on who's putting it together. If it's Triple H, he's trying to sell it. You could argue that he'll put Flair on there. But look, you have to also keep in mind if you're going to go on the Mount Rushmore of like WWE, I feel like you have to have it be pure WWE talent. Like when you think of Ric Flair, do you think of his WWE tenures? I don't. Right? I think of him in the NWA and early WCW. You think of Hulk Hogan. I think of him in early, the 1980s, early 1990s of WWE. John Cena, WWE. Austin, WWE. John Cena, WWE. The Rock, WWE. Charlotte Flair, WWE. Like, you get the gist, right? So that would be interesting. It would be interesting to see if she could do it, but it would also be interesting to see like what kind of storyline that WWE could build up this of like, okay, Charlotte Flair is going to go after it. Like one of the things that I've been very vocal about, very, very advocating for is, okay, John Cena is coming back. Can he get to 17? Can he? Yes. Should he? That's debatable. Will he? I think so. Right? But that's a storyline, and it's a storyline in which you can easily tell. Go, okay, John Cena has done it all, future Hall of Famer. He's finishing up his career in 2025. He's going to go out there and try to break the record. Can he do it? Can he become someone that no one thought could happen, right? Could he surpass Ric Flair? Could he surpass him himself, right? Could he go down as the greatest of all time? That's the storyline. Well, Charlotte Flair has that ability as well, right? She has that legacy. She has that input. She has that moniker. Uh, I still stand with Trish Stratus being the GOAT of women's wrestling, but you could easily argue that Charlotte Flair has already surpassed her. But we'll see. We'll see how they go about it. But that's definitely something you got to talk about when it comes to Charlotte Flair's WWE return.